Lesson 3-2, solve inequalities using addition or subtraction. So in this video, we're just going to show you how you can solve inequalities. And it's going to be the same way you solved regular equations using the properties of equality. It's just these are going to be inequalities. And then we're going to review how to graph inequalities. So the addition property of inequality says whatever you add on one side of the inequality, you add to the other side, and the statement will still be true. So if A is greater than B, and you add C to both sides, so let's say I add C over here and I add C over here, it's still going to be true. A plus C is still going to be bigger than B plus C. And the same thing will be true when you use the subtraction property of inequality. Whatever you subtract on one side of the inequality, you subtract on the other side, and the statement will still be true. And then a quick review of what the graphs will look like for inequalities. Here you use a filled in circle on both of these because you have the greater than symbol or the less than symbol. You use an open circle on those that are just greater than or less than because those numbers are not part of the solution set. So let's take a look at some examples. Here we want to solve and graph each inequality. So here I have n minus 26 is greater than negative 12. So I got to think, what's the opposite of subtracting 26? The opposite is adding 26. So I'm going to add 26 to both sides. And now I have n is greater than 26 minus 12 is 14. And then to graph it, the main number is 14. It cannot equal 14, so I have an open circle. Greater than means it goes to the right. Bigger numbers are always to the right on a number line. Next, I have s minus 155 is less than or equal to 445. So the opposite of subtracting is adding 155 on both sides. Always remember to start on the side where the variable is at. So if I add those to both sides, I have s is now less than or equal to, this would be 10, this would be 10, this would be 6. So s is less than or equal to 600. So now on number line, I have 600 here. Then I have a filled in circle because it can equal 600, but it has to be 600 or less, so it goes to the left. Next, we have 10 minus 7x plus 8x is greater than or equal to 8. I want to combine like terms first. So right now I have 10 plus x is greater than or equal to 8. Now I got to get x by itself, so I'm going to subtract 10 on both sides. And we're left with x is greater than or equal to a negative 2. So on a number line, I have negative 2 here. Since it can equal negative 2, I have a filled in circle, but it has to be greater than or equal to negative 2, so it has to go to the right. Next, 9 is less than 1 plus 6m minus 5m plus 2. So this is 9 is less than 3 plus m. Then to get m by itself, I'm going to subtract 3 on both sides. And I'm left with 6 is less than m. But we want to write the solution with the variable first. So if I rewrite this, this is really saying m is greater than 6. And that's important because when we draw it on the number line, we put 6 here. It cannot equal 6, so this is an open circle, but we have to read it from where the variable is at. So greater than 6 means it goes to the right. Otherwise, if you do it the other way, 6 is less than m, you're going to think it has to go to the left, but you have to read it from where the variable is at. Next, solve and graph these inequalities. So here I need to get 114 by itself, so I'm going to add 114 to both sides. Let me erase this just to make this a little clearer. So then I would have c is less than or equal to 9 plus 4 is 13, carry the 1, 1 plus 9 is 10, 10 plus 1 is 11. 1 plus 1 is 2. So 213 on a number line. I have 213 here. It can equal 213, so that's a filled in circle. It has to be less than that, so it has to go to the left. This one, the opposite of subtracting 7 is adding 7 to both sides. And I'm left with h is greater than 12. And then I draw it on a number line. I got 12 here. It's got to be an open circle because it cannot equal 12. It has to be greater than, so it goes to the right. And our last few problems. Here we need to solve and graph this. So I need to get everything away from the k, but first I want to simplify the left side. Negative 8 plus 11 is 3, is less than or equal to 7 plus k. To get k by itself, I'm going to subtract 7. And we're left with k on the right-hand side is greater than or equal to a negative 4. So I'm going to write that up here. So k is greater than or equal to a negative 4. Now I can graph it. Negative 4 here. I have a filled in circle because it can equal it. Greater than means it goes to the right. And our last one here. I want to combine like terms on the right hand side. So 6x minus 5x is 1x minus 16.7. This side is negative 13.1 is less than that. So the opposite of subtracting 16.7 is adding 16.7. So I do that on both sides. And now I have 16.7 minus 13.1, which will give us 3.6, which is the same as doing negative 13.1 plus 16.7. And this is going to be less than x. But if I write it from the variable side, it's going to be x is greater than 3.6. And then on a number line, I have 3.6 here. It cannot equal 3.6, so it's an open circle. It has to go to the right because it has to be greater than. So that is our lesson on solving inequalities using addition or subtraction.